Okay. Wish my nose would stop being itchy. I turned up to do a shoot with a client the other day, and she was telling me how nervous she was. She'd never been in front of the camera before, and we were having a chat beforehand, and she asked me if I was nervous about the shoot. And I thought, well, I get to do this every day, and this is what I love, and this is my craft. But it got me thinking back to when I was a junior videographer and I was a ball of nerves. What if the client didn't think I was very professional? Was I too young? You know, all these thoughts running through my head about whether or not I was actually good enough, whether it was going to turn out right. I saw these people as larger than life, and who was I to tell them how they should sit and how they should talk? But they were asking for my advice. And I realized that as much as I looked at them as the expert in their field, they looked at me as the expert in mine. That's when I really fell in love with doing video, because it wasn't just about the shots and making sure the lights are in the right place. And it stopped being about this really daunting film set and became two people having a conversation and learning off one another. When I work with my clients, I get to coach them through being more comfortable talking in front of the camera. And I want to share with you 5 tips that I take them through to feel more confident. Tip number 1, be confident that you know your stuff, because you do know your stuff. You work with your clients every single day, sharing your expertise, and putting it on video is another way to reach more clients virtually, connect with your existing customers, and to share your story so your audience can get to know you better. Tip number 2, have some notes available, but don't read from a script. As soon as you start reading from a script, it seems more staged, less personal, and people want to be able to connect with the person that they're watching. Have some notes handy that you can look at in between talking points, but then just talk as if you're talking to a friend. And like we said in tip number 1, you do know your stuff. Tip number 3, there is no wrong way to tell your story. Something my clients ask me at almost every shoot is, am I saying the right things? There is no right or wrong way to share your story about your business. It is you. As long as you're staying true to your values and your story, then whatever you say is going to be the right thing to say. Tip number 4, be yourself. Don't get too hung up on sounding really professional, because as soon as you try to be someone that you're not, your audience is not going to connect with you. If you are being your most authentic self when you're on video and in your social presence, you're going to attract the people who are your ideal clients. It's not something that you're going to nail the very first time. It does come with practice. The more and more that you get on camera and start talking about your story and your business and what you can bring to your customers, the more comfortable you're going to be with being yourself on camera. Tip number 5, don't be too self-critical when you look back at your footage. So much great content hits the cutting room floor because we are so critical of what we look like and sound like on video. But you have awesome knowledge and experience that your audience needs to hear. So it is time to get out that camera and share your story with the world. Just a little bit of schnapps before we film. That's tip number 6. Have a little Irish coffee before you do your filming in the morning.